It's time for chicken out to break it down.
And we're live, Val.
What up? Dude, March Madness, the fucking weather is breaking. God, I feel good, brother.
It's springtime, Al.
It is. It's
fucking springtime.
You can smell it in the air, dude. It is. And March Madness always tees it up.
Oh boy, what a time of the year, huh?
Man, I seen that picture. Remember when we went down there?
Yes.
But remember the night before because I won that contest.
Well, let's fuck it. Let's get into that. That was fun.
Oh man,
we had a good time doing that.
Yeah, we did. And and Abby just said something funny, and I'll elaborate on it. But yeah, I got a call from the ex, not the ex-girlfriend, but 1059. It was like, hey, we picked your name to get into this. I don't even know what to call it, like shootout basketball,
like a hoop shoot kind of arcade hoops.
Yeah. You know? Remember? Oh man, I forgot just till now. They catered that shit. Remember we went down there,
yeah,
dude.
They had that
was a big deal.
Dude, we were chilling. They had like first 4 games on or something.
There was
something
else. On the big screen, dude. They had chicken wings and like.
Dude, there were also like 15 people there. That place was never full. I was like, you guys rented out this whole.
Where was it? Dave and Buster's.
Dave and Buster's. Yeah.
Abby. We stayed at Abby's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, quick shout to the twin one time, but nah, dude, that was fun. I remember, man, I won the first round.
How many years ago was that?
What is it? That was
like
6 years ago.
Shut up.
I think so.
Damn,
6 or 5, dude.
I think you might be miscounting, or maybe
no.
But
I've been in Iowa since 2015, brother.
Ah, Jesus.
I don't, man. Yeah, no.
Get out of there.
I know, but
no, but the fucking radio station called you up and were like, "Hey, you want to be in this?" It was a tournament very much like March Madness, where they just set it up on the arcade hoops. Now, that thing didn't move back and forth at all, right?
No, or I'd have won it. I'd have won. I'd have went all the way.
Yeah, but you were up. I'll tell you what. This is back in the day. And I think we probably spent more time drinking than we did preparing. And you probably could have been a little bit better prepared going into there.
I called you, dude. I remember I was at your house. We watched a Chelsea PSG game in the morning. Like, I came over to your house at 7 in the morning to watch that soccer game.
Sounds
right. Drinking, dude. And I went back home. I passed out and woke up. And I called you. I was like, yo, dude, I won this shit. You want to come to the city with me tomorrow, dude? It was the next day. I was like, are you down? You were like, yeah, dude. I was like, I can bring 2 people. I'll bring you and my sister. Let's go down to this shit. And, oh, man, dude, it was a good time. I won my first round matchup, and I felt solid.
Yeah, the first round matchup, I can't remember who you played, but you played somebody that was about as unprepared as you were.
Right. Right, but I had a jersey on, so I think that gave me the edge.
Yeah.
And
intimidation factor as you step up. Big fella, big head,
right,
with the jersey on.
And then I had to play that substitute gym teacher with the swishy pants
Dude,
on.
that guy had swishy pants on that probably go for triple digits on eBay nowadays.
That guy was there since 2 o'clock that day shooting jumpers. We were at the bar at 2 o'clock and was like, yeah, it's time to go down there.
We were hammering beers. He was draining nothing but net.
Abby said it. I was just talking to her today. I was like, man, I'm still pissed that I fucking lost the swishy pants guy.
Yep.
And she said, thank God it wasn't tearaway pants guy. And I said, man, because that'd have been a different story.
Well, that's true. He was prepared. I'll tell you, you were taking a little bit of time. I remember you were shooting. These motherfuckers are grabbing and up, like barely looking, one ball, like picking it up with the left hand, transfer to the right, and just kind of shooting. And it was just a fucking fluid motion. These guys had been around the block before.
And the worst part was, dude, like I won the first one. I'm in the Sweet 16. I'm like, man, I can do this, man. I really felt good because, dude, it was courtside seats and that basketball hoop. You won the hoop.
Oh, yes! Dude, they were giving away that basketball hoop as a prize, and I was like,
and I told Abby, I was like, if we win this, you're not sleeping. And she said, I know. Like, dude, we would have been up all night, dude, like across the alley, straight up cheddar, dude.
Man. There's gonna be boards knocking, and it's not gonna be your headboard.
Oh, for sure, dude. I'm glad we didn't win that thing. We probably would have caught a misdemeanor, man. I guarantee it.
Dude, I had to put it on the street. We'd have had a dunk contest. I wouldn't have cared.
Oh no, but that was like, dude, that was like early Tick and Hill hanging out. That's like, because I lost, but we were going to the games the next day, and did we remember? I had all that. They gave me $20 for the bar.
Yeah.
And we sat down at the bar and drank, me, you, and my sister, dude.
We drank for a bit. We slept it out. Got up early and fucking drove down to the arena and went to those games. And that was a blast. That was one of the better sports experiences I've had.
Oh, dude. Northeastern, man, what was it? We talked about it in an early podcast, but.
Yeah, Notre Dame.
Yeah, and couldn't get a shot. But another thing I remember, we had a bunch of money on Dayton. You might not remember this, but remember we were going to stop at Buffalo Wild Wings, but it was fucking packed.
Oh, my.
Remember that?
Yeah. No, dude, we pulled in to the one on 22, and fuck, dude, there's parking for like about 10 businesses there, and there wasn't a fucking parking spot in the place.
I think they were like
was so packed.
It said like March Madness parking or something. I was like, all right, dude, fuck that. So you know where we went, Tick? We went to the fucking Salt, baby.
Yeah, dude. Old fucking reliable.
We had Dayton or Troy. I can't remember the team. They were playing Ohio State, but we had them at 4.5.
Yep, I remember this.
Remember that? And I was like, they're going to let them score. They're going to let them score. They were down 5, and they let them shoot the layup, and we covered.
Dude, they backed off and said, here's a lane. Go ahead and take the layup because we're not going to foul you. And the motherfucker goes, okay, I'll take 2 points. Thank you very much. And I'll cover the spread.
I remember shaking you, dude. I was like, they're letting them score, dude. Just go, baby. Oh, man.
It's that time of year, man. The covers are ridiculous with the foul shots made and missed at the end and shit like that.
Speaking of that, Tick, I'm going to go into a story where when me and you first started hanging out, that old Cincinnati-Kentucky game.
Oh, boy. This was early in my betting experiences.
Yeah, just got, like, this is what, were we in Island? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely we were in Island.
So, some background on this. This is like when me and Tick were first starting hanging out, like, been on the sticks together, like, hey, man, come up. I'd always go up to IUP and taught him how to bet, and so go to his house up there in Island, and the line was 15.5, second round game, Kentucky versus Cincinnati. And I told Tick, I said, man, I told you, man, well, I'm talking like third person, but I said, dude, they're not going to cover that. And you said, go ahead. I mean, that's when Kentucky had like John Wall, and they were balling, dude.
Was it that big of a spread?
Yeah, I looked it up the other day for confirmation, man.
Okay.
Because I thought they were rivals, Kentucky and Cincinnati, because it's only that far. They played like 10 times ever. Yeah. Didn't know that. But, yeah, so the whole game, it's just maintaining 10 points here, 12 points, 8 points, just back and forth. And we get down into scrub time, and the line, or Kentucky's up 14. They hit a free throw. They go up 15. And Cincinnati's got the ball. I'm like, dude, just run the clock out. They're bringing their seniors in, man. It's over. Kentucky shoots or Cincinnati shoots a 3. They miss. I'm like, dude, do not foul. First thing, dude, foul that motherfucker with seconds left. The line's 15.5. Kentucky's up 15. So we're both standing up at this point. I'm like, oh my God, dude. This is terrible. I want to throw up. And it's the first game of the day. Dude, it was still a.m. I'll never forget, dude. It was still early, dude. Yep. Because we went to get pizza from we were going to get pizza from Shawless's. They weren't even open yet. But, so the line's 15.5. Kentucky's up 15. shooting free throws. We're standing up. He misses the first one. I'm like, oh, God, here we go. Shoots the second, misses that. Cincinnati gets the rebound and covers by a half point.
And
Go ahead.
yeah, and you lose it. You're loving it. And this is the very reason I have learned that I will never bet against you. Like,
oh, dude,
we're in the same room.
Comfortable doing it. I don't even like the vibes, man.
No. And if you bet on something, I either bet on it or I don't touch it. I'm not going against you because you're gonna get excited. You're gonna fucking get pumped up, and it just makes that like it's almost like we were competing against each other and I lost. Like, yeah. I'm a very competitive person, and early in my betting experiences, those losses fucking killed me.
Dude.
I hate, especially in basketball, I hate giving away free points at the free throw line. So, like,
and all you needed was one.
Yep.
Man.
Oh, dude. And you break 2 in a row and all you need is one. I could fucking, like, I understand
garbage
why some of those people go missing after shit like that.
Right.
Like,
but, dude, the best part of the story, dude, you throw your phone off the wall.
Oh, and I was not happy.
And this is it, dude. Like, we had just started hanging out. So it's like, you threw your phone off the wall and went upstairs. And so I'm sitting by myself. I got a 12-pack of High Life in front of me and a bunch of basketball. But at the same point, I'm like, is he fucking, like, I've never seen you mad before. Yeah. I don't know what to do. I mean, I have a smirk on my face because I'm like, man, he just rifled phone off the wall.
Which you feel good, and you feel good because you just won. You're like, oh, well, sucks to be him.
And I tried to tell you. And so I hear you, like, I'm not pacing, but I hear you walking around. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I hear you start playing the guitar. I'm like, whoa, dude. Like, is he going to come down here and kill me? Like, with a song? Because I've never seen you mad like that. And so that goes on for, like a couple minutes, and I'm sitting down there, and I'm crushing cold ones now. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. And you sit down right where you're at, and you don't say anything. And I remember I finished the beer and I looked at you and I said, "Are you cool, dude?" And I meant it. Man.
You probably let 10 minutes go by too. It was just silence. It was just weird silences were sitting there for 10 minutes. Like,
I don't know what to say, dude.
You're probably like, "Is this guy gonna pull out a knife and fucking just?"
And I'll never forget, dude. I was like, "Are you cool?" And I meant it, man. Like, there was no smile on my face. I was like, "Are you cool?" And you looked at me and said, "I'm embarrassed for my actions, but what are the lines for the next games?" And that's when I knew I was like, that's my motherfucking dog, dude. Oh, man, I'll never forget that. That was so fucking funny, man.
Dude, I still take some beats pretty rough, depending on what it is.
Oh, dude. I mean, I take them bad, but, dude, I hate being around you when you lose because, man.
It'll suck the air out of a room, for sure.
Yeah, dude, you definitely, like. I try to stay optimistic. Like the other night, we were watching the Pens Blues, and they were down 4-0. I was like, dude, we get one here.
Yeah,
we get one here, dude. And the whole time, you're like, dude, it's over, man.
Well, you tagged me in that shirt. What'd that say? What'd that shirt say?
Lot of time left.
A lot of game left.
A lot of game left. And
that's your response to everything. And at some point, I just try to cut my losses and just come to terms with it. And the longer I hang on, the harder the beat is at times.
I know.
And it's been rough. I try to take them in stride. And honestly, that bet was probably for $5 back in the day, which I wipe my ass with $5 anymore.
No, but I don't give a fuck, dude. Gambling is. I don't care if I have 10 cents on something. It's ruined my sporting viewing. Like, if I don't got money on it, I ain't watching it, dude.
I ain't watching shit, dude.
There might be some Steeler lines, but being Mark, dude, like, you could have the Steelers given 100, and we'll be like, man, you know what?
I like it.
Before halftime.
It looks good, man.
It's just, I love it, man. If you're not gambling, and I know I talk about it, and people probably think I'm annoying as shit, but if you ain't gambling on game, dude, miss me, man. Don't ask me about the game if you ain't got money on it, son. That's straight up.
I appreciate you getting me into it because, like you said, I bet you the wife is pretty happy about it too. Because now we have multiple screens in every fucking.
Oh, no doubt.
Because there's always sports on somewhere.
If you're not rocking 2 screens, At least 2. You're doing it wrong, dude.
Dude, I got 4 in front of me right now.
No doubt. I remember,
got
dude.
4.
When we started hanging out, that March Madness, we had 3, dude. We had a floor TV, dude, and we had
just
man,
like that one's over by the 32 inches by the records. We'll throw something on over there.
yeah, dude. No, you had the laptop hooked up to that one because you'd always go up and adjust it. Like, man, that is what it's all about, dude. And I know gambling's kind of came to the forefront now, but nah, dude.
It's a little more accessible to everybody, so everybody's on it. But man, back in the day, Bovada was where it's at. Bovada's still where it's at for me because Pennsylvania fucking slow as shit.
No doubt. Dude, Bovada and sportsbetting.ag is that's where I like to put my money at, and I love it. Dude.
Especially this time of year, dude. This time of year.
Right here tickles.
The first weekend of March Madness is just it's insanity. For degenerates like us, this is it gets no better. The games are great. College basketball. I hate the NBA.
Oh, dude.
Refuse to watch.
No, I don't watch it. I don't care. Ever since Gilbert Arenas left the league, there's no need to even watch it to begin with.
College basketball, regular season, you start getting down towards the conference championships.
But what about when we watched that fucking Prairie View A&M Grambling game? I'm like, dude.
These kids suck. Like,
dude,
how are they playing basketball in college?
And that's, dude, I texted you the next day, yesterday, and I said, dude, FDU's going to kill Prairie View. They're going to fucking kill them, man. And you made some good points about, they made the conference. They've won 17. I was like, dude. And I'm at work. I see they're down 10. I'm like, oh, my
at half.
fucking God.
I was watching the game. It was gross. They were down at half. And that pessimist in me steps in and it's just trying to cut losses early. Just dude, they fucking suck. What a terrible pick. You should have went with fucking Prairie View like you thought.
Oh, no. FDU stepping up. They might beat Gonzaga today.
And then sure enough, second half, they come back and fucking go, I was right.
Yeah. I'm 6-7 on the hoops lately, man. I've been killing the books, but I don't like nothing yet today. But
it's tough first round. You got to wait for some of these good, especially early. They're just throwing the filler games on today. But we'll get some good ones later.
But I'm also, man, I got to put this in because the Pirates start next. I'm ready for baseball season, man.
Oh, baseball's coming up. And that's when you know, dude, we got 1 week before opening day, huh?
Yeah. Next Thursday, 3:30 Central. Pirates Reds, man.
And they changed it. Opening day, they got all the teams playing now, huh?
Well, no, the what the fuck? The Athletics and the Mariners just played 2 games. That counted.
Okay, so but technically, quote unquote, opening day is next week, and they're having all the teams play on opening day, which is cool. Because I remember there was always that big build up to opening day baseball, and it was like, oh shit, there's 3 games on today. What the fuck? Thanks.
Right. And I hate it because they play on Thursday, then they're off Friday. Like, dude.
Yep.
You ask anyone that knows me, man, I fucking love the Pirates. I've loved them my entire, dude. There's just something about them. I think I've got you following the Pirates from hanging out with you. I'm like, put the Pirates on, dog. Come on, and it's a dead end. It is a dead end being a Pirates fan, but I love them, man. Dude, I don't know.
Baseball's a good time. I was never, I never got big into baseball, man. I tried. I played a little bit when I was younger.
Yeah, the old Bel Ave on there.
Yeah, absolutely. I played where everybody else played. I did the obligatory T-ball league.
Yeah.
I think I played maybe one season where there was a pitch, and it wasn't T-ball.
Probably sucked. Probably got struck out.
Here's the thing, Al.
I had field.
Dude, I had a gold glove. I was a field.
Yeah, right. Where we at, dude? Utility infielder, Corey Clausen.
Yeah, you know me. Fucking right field all day.
No doubt.
But I was never big at hitting the ball. I don't know. That was never my thing. I was never a power hitter.
Dude. Man. I miss that shit. Dude, Little League, 12 years old, 3 home runs, 1 game, off of each court chalk. And they'll tell you about it, too. Hit one off of Jared, hit one off of Kevin, hit one off of Keith, all in the same game, dude. Fucking pussies.
Oh,
Straight
fuck.
up. But,
Yeah.
speaking of man, you've seen that picture of me from, dude, right behind the fucking, the best seats in the house.
In Milwaukee.
Dude. Man, but I gotta tell the people, Uncle Will gotta tell them how I got them tickets, man.
So that was a game in Milwaukee, right?
Right, but I'll tell you this: the day before we went and met with our buddy Schwenkel, who Mark went to college with, but he was living in Milwaukee.
Okay.
And the last time I saw Schwenkel, he was down here at our house, and we were tripping on mushrooms, and I had that bullhorn.
Okay.
And I looked at him, dude, and he was staring off to space, and it's kind of fucked up that I did this. I was like, Schwenkel! Right in his face, dude, with that thing. And he was like, not cool, man. Not cool, man. But, so we went up to Milwaukee, and it was dope, man. We went up to the Miller Brewing. It's Miller Coors now.
Facility, if you want to call it
Went
that.
up there. So, like, the whole time, it's the lady on the moon, the High Life. And I mean, Miller High Life's my all-time favorite beer. So she's the one like giving the tour, but it's like on a computer, you know what I mean? So it's this lady on the moon talking, whatever. So we're up there, and then you get to sample it right from the fucking kegs.
Yep.
And they give us like some Michelob bullshit and Coors Light. And I look at this lady, and I'm like, yo, I just drove here from Pittsburgh. I didn't. We drove from Muscatine. It was 4 hours. I was like, can I please get High Life from the tap? I was like, I love High Life more than anything, more than my mom and dad. And she's like, I'll be right back. And she never came back. And it still bothers me to this day. But anyways.
So she just left you hanging.
Yeah, dude, wanted nothing. I was loaded. When I went in there.
Got it.
I wasn't an asshole. I mean, because Mark was there, and I was like, yo, dude,
I know
I'm
loaded out, though.
Right. Right.
And if I were that lady, I might not have came back either.
I wasn't talking shit, but anyhow, so we leave there. We go to the Pirate game that night. And Mark's going on like 0 hours of sleep. He keeps passing out in the seats, man. And I'd fucking wake him up when security would come, and Pirates lost. And so next day we wake up. It's a Sunday afternoon. It's a beautiful day. And Schwenkel was like, let's go down and get brunch at this place that he knew. So take an Uber down, and we go in there, and they give, if you buy a drink, and it's dope as fuck, dude. If you go in there and say you're going to the ball game,
Mm-hmm.
they're like, well, if you buy a drink, we'll give you a ticket. And so they give you a ticket, and that's a shuttle to go to the ballpark.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, it was awesome, man. We're in there eating brunch, and every half inning, the shuttle would show up if you want to go to the ball game. So it's like the second inning. I'm like, yeah, fuck, we'll get down there. But I remember someone slid into J-Hay hard at shortstop, and the bench is almost cleared. And granted, baseball fighting is like watching kindergartners fight. But I'm getting antsy. I'm like, oh, dude, we got to get down there, man. Like, we got to get down there. And so we keep eating or whatever. And so we get on the shuttle. And, dude, they got beers, the cooler on there, dude. You could buy cold ones.
Damn.
And the thing that's dope about Milwaukee is that their stadiums are outside of the city limits, but they're real close. So, like, imagine if you were drinking on the south side
Mm-hmm.
and got on a bus and went through the Fort Pitt Tunnel, and you were at Burgettstown. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you. Just kind of out in the cut a little bit.
Yeah, just like that. You're on 4-lane, pow. And all it is, Miller Park, which is awesome, is just, dude, it was just a huge parking lot and a huge field. So we go up there, and we fucked up the night before, dude, buying tickets from the box office. You're paying $17 for shitty-ass seats, dude. You're paying full price, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's like the fourth inning, dude. And I'm drunk. I'm like 10 beers deep, but I'm in like my element, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my element. I'm telling them, I'm like, dude, I'm scalping. Watch this. I'm scalping these motherfuckers. And so we're walking around, and I see, dude, 3 gangster-ass motherfuckers, 3 hustlers, man, had the donkey ropes. You know what a donkey rope is, Tick?
You tell me, Al.
Gas chain, like the Run DMC chains.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, fuck it. Yeah, I walked right up to these dudes, man. And I was like, I need 3. What's the best you got? And he had a Robin Yount fucking throwback on, which, man, I dapped him up for it before I talked to him. Because Milwaukee's throwbacks, that light blue and yellow.
Yep, I know which one you're talking about.
Smells. So I was like, what's the best you got, man? I need 3. And I remember he pulls them out of his fucking, this envelope that he had. And I just remember seeing A or 1. I can't remember. I saw A or 1. And then I also saw that retail was $75.
Okay.
So I'm like, what's the best? And he shows me, he goes, man, $150 for these 3 tickets. Think about it, man. It's buy 2, get 1 free. And I don't know what came. I mean, you know I talk shit, Tick. And you know I don't, like, I look right at this dude. I don't even think about it, man. I look right at this dude after he says that. I go, look, man, you know, your buddies know, and I know that your girlfriend is sick and tired of you coming home broke Sunday nights. Like, didn't even think twice before I say this, dude. I just say it. And, like, we could have got fucked up, dude. You got 3 corny-looking white dudes and these 3 hustling. And I say this shit, man. I'm like, fuck. Well, we'll see what happens. His buddies behind him start crying, laughing, dude. I'm like, oh, yeah, dude.
They're on the head.
Dude, this guy's smoked. And I knew I had him, man. And fucking so he's like looking at me, and I'm like, look, man. Look, I'll give you 90 for the 3. And I'll tell you this right now, man. I'll give you this 90. I want you to take your girl out tonight or buy her something nice on my $90, man. And he looks at me, dude, with a fucking sheepish look. He puts some tickets in my hand. I give him the $90. I'm like, what? And so they walk away, and Mark's like, dude, you're nuts, man. I was like, wow, that was fucked up, dude. Like, I don't even know what came across me, man. But anyways, I'm looking at these seats, dude. I'm like, fuck, we got to go enter behind home plate. So we go and enter, dude. I'm looking at the seating chart that they got, like you're at the mall. Like, yeah, where's finish line? 317 right there. I'm looking, dude. I'm like, oh, my God, dude. We're right behind home plate. And I'm like, dude, I got to get a cold one because they stopped selling in the 7th inning. Right. I get 2 hot lives, dude. And this is like the seats they go and take you to. Like, have you watched Pirate games when they cut to the pitcher and they look to third base and there's no one sitting in those stands? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Them seats are expensive. But it's like, nah, dude, no one's going to sit there. But anyways, I was with the Court Chalks one time, and we got on TV, had Twins sign, whatever, but there was no one sitting over there. I was like, let's go sit over there. And they're like, no, there's no way we can get over there, man. I was like, watch this. So I just walk up to the dude, and we're walking past him, and he's like, ho, 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 ho. Where's your I didn't see your tickets, sir. And I was like, you already checked us once, man. We got 6, 7, 8 right here. And he's like, oh, yeah, okay. And, dude, if you act like you're supposed to be there, you can be there, man. So they still had this guy even checking in the 5th inning. Now we're back to Milwaukee. This dude's still checking tickets, man. I show him my ticket, dude. He takes us down to the seats, wipes it off. Like, you guys need anything? Like, no, I'm cool. I'm in my dude. It's the best day of my life, Tick. I'm 7 rows behind home plate. You can't see me on TV, but dude, you can hear the chatter. You can hear, dude, the crack of the bat, dude. I'm getting hard, man. I'm like, this is amazing. And so we sit there for like 3 and 4 more innings. It's the 8th or the 9th, and people start taking off because Milwaukee sucks. And my buddy Schwankel was like, dude, if we don't go down and sit there, we'll never be able to do this again. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And I went down there, dude, and I just stood with my arms up. Like, this is tremendous, man. And that's the picture you see.
I've seen the Facebook profile pic.
Yeah, dude. That was, man, just, God damn it. It was the best day.
Basking in glory.
It was so awesome. And the best part was we got drunk as fuck at some fireman's bar after that. And I had to call and work the next day. I got so fucked up, dude. Fuck, man.
Sorry, can't make it in. I had too much fun at the game.
We were playing beer dice.
and I can't remember the rules, man. But you play with the bartender, and if he loses, he buys you a shot. But if you lose, you gotta either tip or I can't remember the rules. I'm not gonna fuck it up, but it was awesome, dude. So much fucking fun.
That
If
sounds
you ever been to
intense.
Milwaukee, go to Milwaukee, dude. It's just a great drinking town, dude. I had so much fun up there.
They make the champagne of beers up there. It's got to be a great drinking town.
My God, anyone hates on High Life. Come man. That was like, dude, if you heard someone say Yingling sucks. And I hate Yingling. I think Yingling's the most overrated beer of all time. But I wouldn't tell you that.
I'll tell you this. I mean, I'm hit or miss with the Yingling because Yingling's hit or miss with me. Like, I don't know. Sometimes you get a bad fucking Yingling.
Strictly cans, right?
Usually, but even the cans have become inconsistent at times. So,
what are you looking for? Like, I mean,
it's a taste thing. It's a taste thing. Like I don't know. Sometimes they just taste strange. Especially the bottles, they get a little skunky.
Yeah, everything in the bottle, brother.
But even the cans, I've noticed at times the cans just tend to be more consistent.
I got you.
Fuck. But now, dude, I don't have any baseball stories because I don't fucking. I
know.
Never play.
And I don't think you watched baseball till you started hanging out with me because I'd be like, let's bet on the first inning here, dude.
It's a little slow for me. I just
right. I remember, it was the Kansas City Royals and the Giants, I believe, in the World Series, and I was like, hey, let's bet no runs first inning. First at bat, dude.
First at bat. Home run. See ya. See ya to the ball and my money.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's heroin gambling. Straight up.
Oh, man. But, I don't know. When I was, I tell you what, I wasn't a big baseball player, but when I was younger, I was a fucking kickball player, son.
Oh, man. Is that the best, like, I don't want to say street game, but.
Man, it's hard to beat.
I mean, I like.
You don't need nothing but a ball.
Exactly.
A ball and a couple paper plates with a rock on it. Like, you're all right. You can do whatever you need to do.
And you're not playing soccer, so it's, I mean.
Nah, dude. What? Yeah.
Kickball. Did you guys ever have some like Norrietown kickball? Because, we had Salisbury Churchill kickball, straight up.
So I remember early in my childhood days, I think it was a plan of the people in the town, old No Worry town.
Uh-huh.
Dude, when I was young, and this would probably never fly today, but when I was young and summertime came around, we had this thing called playground at in Nary town.
I think I've heard about. Was it like a Big Brother kind of thing?
Yeah, kind of.
Oh man, who started that shit?
Well, probably the parents, because they were like, "Fuck paying for daycare. Why don't we just have all the kids get together and watch each other?"
Right.
But no, it was always up at Fuzzy's at the bar, which is a great spot for it.
Right.
Hey, all the kids, why don't you come together at the bar and hang out all day?
Exactly.
So that's what we did. But there was a couple picnic tables up there. There was a lot of like board games and shit. And then there was also like a softball field up there. So we do shit like play kickball and stuff during the day. And it was strange because I was so young at the time. But I definitely remember like summer mornings, you get up at like 9, everybody'd meet up there at like 9:00. So you get up at like
for pedal bikes too.
Oh yeah, get up at like 8:30.
We were the last generation of that, dude.
Ooh,
like
man, a lot of bike riding.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, I mean, I was steps from the old bar, so I'd just wake up, walk up the hill, meet everybody, and we'd figure out what we're doing for the day. Sometimes we went to like dams, to the fucking playgrounds and shit. And I mean, that was the thing. You had a bunch of kids, and then you had the older crowd as well. That was
Rick Smith. Wasn't he in that?
I think so. at some point back in the day. I think I remember prior to that, and I don't remember who these kids were, but they were definitely older, and because I remember they had driver's license, and
Damn.
yeah, and my parents just fucking left me with them. Like, here you go, watch my kid for the day.
Right.
And I remember going to the dam one day, and we're driving on the Marytown roads, and I remember getting my head stuck out the window. Like we were having fun. We were having a good time. But like, imagine a car packed full of kids, because, I mean, there are probably 10 kids or so.
Right.
And you got to split them up between 2 cars. So you've got 2 cars packed full of kids. I was sitting on somebody's lap in the front seat because I was one of the younger ones.
Right.
And I remember the windows being down and just like motherfucker sticking my head out the window. And I mean, I was laughing, having a good time, but that's how kids die. And that's how, fuck. My parents, if they knew that, they probably would have lost their shit. But they were just like, here, fuck it.
Yeah, let them go, man. Maintain, huh?
But we did it. We played a lot of kickball up there to pass the days away.
Right.
And that's where I got all my kickball moves. And I was an all-time kickball player. So we get to like fucking 3rd grade, and kickball is the pinnacle of your elementary school day, essentially.
Oh, dude.
Dude, you get up in the morning, you get dressed, and the only thing you're thinking about is fucking recess time. Fuck math, fuck science, fuck it all. I ain't listening to the teacher today.
And what's on the lunch menu? That was the big,
We have anything good on the lunch menu today? And do we? What's the game going to be today?
Yeah.
Is it nice enough for a kickball game? And we would fucking. This is a 3rd grade story. I remember it specifically, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But you go out. Do you remember the elementary school playground, right?
Oh my God, Tick. Yes, I've cut grass there for many years after my tenure.
It was pretty baller. It was a great spot, but they didn't have the greatest field, I guess you could say.
Oh no, yeah, you're like running up like you're in Houston, like running up Centerfield, dude.
Well, right, because there was that big mound behind everything, but the field itself was also just on blacktop, like.
Yeah.
It was a rough fucking rough layout there.
No doubt, dude. Brad Casey, who I've mentioned before in this podcast, that motherfucking kid used to kick it onto the school. Automatic home run, dude.
Well, and that's the thing, automatic home run there. You ever seen one kicked into the basketball hoop?
Yes.
Center field?
Keith Korchak did it one time, and I stopped the game to let him go. They tried throwing him out at second. I said, fuck that, dude.
That's
home run, dude. Last time
through the hoop. I mean, you win the game.
Last time I talked to Keith, he brought that up, and I was like, dude, I got your back like chiropractic every time, dude. I stopped the whole game, dude. I said, nope. He's trotting around. Yes.
Proper thing to do. Like that's I don't know. Just go inside. You win recess.
Yeah.
You don't need to be out here.
Dude. If your name was on the board, it got erased, buddy. You got all-time recess now.
Well, and the funny thing about kickball too is it let the kids that weren't in the main group get a little bit of shining time too.
No doubt.
I remember some of those kids that smelled terrible, and like, the tubby kids that no one wanted to talk to. Dude,
right.
Recess would come around, and all of a sudden you put your arm beside them, around them, and you go, "Hey, bud, how you doing today?"
Yeah, no doubt, dude. We got runners on 2nd and 3rd, baby. Exactly.
I'm gonna need a couple RBIs out of you today, but we can do it.
My man.
Dude, he gets up there, and that ball's rolling towards him, and all he sees is his dad's face, and he just boots that thing, dude. He put a hole in that fucking ball.
Oh, man.
Like, Dad didn't come home till 10 o'clock last night, smelled like booze. Mom was pissed. Fuck you, Dad. I'm hitting a home run today.
With the steel-toed boots on, too. Like,
oh, yeah, dude. Steel toes. You're like, you scouted him early in the day. You're like, dude, he got the fucking steel toes on. He's on my team today.
Yep. I'm not taking the dude with the Adidas Superstars untied, man. He's going to trip around second.
Dude,
give me old Ernie with the fucking...
Got those big work boots on. Let me get him.
With the Walmart steel toes on. Son.
But, dude, I was again, I was never a power hitter in anything I did. I was such a.
What
I
about
was,
lead pipe?
oh, shit. Dude, that's a different story. We'll
Right.
get into that on another podcast. All time great. But no, in the kickball game, I was very much just contact. I knew I'm a placement guy, not power, placement.
Oh, getting on base, baby. Ducks on the pond, huh?
Yeah. And so I remember this one time specifically because I think this ordeal led to my love of titties in my later years. But third grade, we're out there, and sure enough, I come up. I'm up to bat, up to kick, whatever you want to call it. And I loved kickball because they always threw the turds in right field. Always. There was always somebody that wanted to be a part of the game that probably shouldn't have. That probably should just sat on the sideline and watched.
Right.
They always threw them in right field. And man, you roll me a nice smooth one down there. You know exactly
one in there. He craft one in there too.
Dude, you know when you kick it out there, the kid's gonna fumble it.
Yeah, you're already looking for two.
Yep.
You're already looking for two.
You know, you're like, I can get to at least second if I put it in this spot. So I kick it, put some heat on it, over the second baseman's head. And around first, heading to second, all my glory. And the great thing about kickball is the base running aspect, because there's none of that fucking cover second bullshit.
Right.
When you're running base, it becomes fucking dodgeball.
Yeah.
And
about to wear one, bud.
You gotta duck that fucking ball or you're out. So I'm midway between first and second. And I don't know who picked it up, but man, they had a cannon apparently. And they threw it at me. A great dodgeball player too, and I see that ball coming a mile away. And me thinking I'm Billy Badass. I'm like, dude, fucking watch this. I'm gonna hurdle it. This ball's gonna go rolling. I'm gonna fucking score. I don't give a shit. So I fucking jumped. Didn't jump high enough, dude. White men don't have hops.
No.
I thought I was over it. Dude, that thing clipped me in the feet and down to the pave, and that
face first, or how'd you land?
On the hands and knees, face first. Yeah, was not good. And I mean, you're talking third grade little kid. One of the ones where you want to start crying, but you know if you do in front of everybody, you're never gonna get the end of it.
Right, you'll never eat a pussy in your life.
Dude, I hit it hard. Just so happens that day that my teacher was the one overseeing recess that day. Al, who did you have in third grade?
Mr. Frasney, dude.
Okay, so you were
first year, OG
generation, right?
Yeah.
My third grade teacher. So I actually had two, which was weird.
How many times did you do? Wait, did you get held back?
No, so I had two. What happened was when my class started third grade, there were only 3 third grade teachers, and there were a lot of kids per classroom. And about halfway through the year, they brought in an extra teacher.
Right.
And then took a few kids from each class and put them into that other classroom.
Okay.
So I was one of those kids. I was like, get me out of my fucking class. Get me out of here. Done. Part of the reason was I had Miss Sherbaugh. You ever have you know her at all?
She was there. She was there when I was there.
She was there. Her nickname.
Turbo Titties.
Well, Turbo Tits, Rocket Tits. I've heard them all.
Large cannons.
Giant titties. Now, not only giant titties, but an old school lady. She was a little plump, but she was old school. She wore the olden style bras. I don't know if you've ever seen those.
Like a girdle.
But essentially, it's fucking traffic cones on your tits tied around your back. They're like pointy fucking cones. I don't know how women used to stuff their titties in there, because I mean, I've seen my wife's tits a few times.
Yeah.
And I would love to see her struggle to push those things into an old style bra.
Oh
like
my God.
Dude, this lady's fucking tits were probably 18 to 20 inches off her
Oh
fucking
my
chest.
God.
And dude, laser beams straight out poking. I mean, as a child, you got to watch where you're walking or you'll lose an eye.
Right.
Fuck.
Right.
I remember that. And she is out there watching this. And she's behind second base. She is the umpire for the day. And I eat shit. Sure enough, she comes over to check on me. How you doing? You know.
Right.
And what she does is she caresses me. She hugs me. And she pulled my face into the deep depths of darkness in between fucking Titty Mountain, dude. She pulled me in and hugged me so tight. I'll tell you what, when I was finally released from the darkness, I kind of gasped for air because I was lost. I don't think oxygen is made in those fucking crevices.
Right.
Dude, it felt like 50 years had passed. I was like, where the fuck was I? But I come out of this and my feet and hands are hurting. I'm a little embarrassed, A, because I fell. And B, because I know that somebody's probably going to say something about motorboating the old fucking
titty time, brother.
And I'm like, I'm just heartbroken because I'm like, I can't believe she did that to me out here. So eventually she let me go. I had to go into the fucking nurse. And, you know, it's one of those things you had to kind of wear with pride. Like, you were just like, fuck it. I got these cool scars on my hands and my knees. I was a badass.
Hell yeah.
And, you know what the other thing was? I got a love for titties out of it. I think that's why, to this day, you know, they weren't great titties. It wasn't like I enjoyed it at the time.
But it comforted you.
Yeah, it was a comforting thing. I think it's one of those subliminal, subconscious things where, man, my brain just, boom, titties got fucking tucked right back there in a nice little crevice. And then when I came to manhood, it was like, you remember that one time? Yeah, those things are nice. And now
awesome.
and now I try to bury myself in titties like that.
Right, hell yeah.
So occasionally when I'm walking through the parking lot or something, I'll stumble and fall and, you know, hurt myself and
look for some fucking
of a loving female.
What cup size do you think she was? Like E?
Well, I don't know how. So around the base, I would say dude, probably had a circumference of at least 5 to 6 inches, but at the tip, it was probably about an inch. I don't know how those bras worked, and I don't know how they sized them. And dude, I don't know what was in there. They could have been deflated titties, like old knee knockers.
But they were there though. That's the
in a tube
part.
sock. I mean, maybe she just fucking scooped them up every morning and then strapped them to her chest. Those things are weird. In fact, I'd like to see one. I want to see one now. I'm curious. I got to look up the old school bras. I want to see a woman put her tits in them and just see what it looks like.
Yeah, I don't know. Wires, I guess.
How do you keep those things up like that? Like I said, my brain's a little bit scrambled because I was so young.
Right.
And it's hard to recall all of it. And I wasn't paying attention to the titties per se. But something weird about those things.
Man. Them things were huge, dude.
Fucking tits.
No doubt. Speaking of
that. Ow. I got
What?
A question for you.
Yeah.
I'd like to. You got any picks this week, sir?
Like gambling?
Yeah, because hold on. Because I'm going to tell you this. If you tell me to put my
Pittsburgh
money on the
Penguins.
Pens this weekend, I'm going to lose my fucking shit.
Dude.
And we're not doing an Al's pick again because it's bullshit. I'm tired of them, and I'm not putting my money on the Pens anymore this year at all. Done.
I like the Pens line tonight.
Fuck off, Al. No,
I do, man. I do, but no.
I would say it's probably hard to put something out because it probably should be college basketball related, but the field's so packed this weekend.
Tomorrow. I got, dude. Take
Hold on. You got to remind the people that tomorrow is Friday. We are recording this on Thursday.
Right.
Get it out of the way.
Take Oklahoma tomorrow at 11:40 Central.
Oklahoma, 11:40 Central, probably before the podcast is out. So any of you guys out there who got like the telepathy shit going on, yeah,
upload it tonight. Come on, you can do it.
I guarantee you I'll probably upload this tonight. It'll come out a little bit early because I ain't fucking around with the March Madness game.
There's no line.
Okay, Oklahoma. Yeah, no, dude, I just want to throw it out there because I wanted to hear you say fucking put it on the Pens again so I could fucking lose it.
Dude, I like the Pens tonight. In reg.
Wow. Never again.
Dude, I got hurt so bad the other night with had FDU and them. Oh man. Letang scores and I'm like, yeah.
Love to see him give up leads in the last 2 minutes. So much fun.
I've had it, dude.
They've given up leads in the last 2 minutes and probably lost me a couple $100 in the last 2 minutes in the past few games.
Yeah. It makes you just want to fucking shove glass shards into your eyeballs.
Yep.
It's terrible stuff.
Well, fingers crossed they can make the playoffs, and fingers crossed they can do something with it and turn it around because I'm not seeing it right now. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Hey, as long as there's playoff hockey, dude.
Right. And on that note, I'm going to jump into the fucking Ticks pick this week.
Yeah, and you already told me about it, and I'm excited.
Yeah, so let me start off by saying the other day, in fact, yesterday, I got a fucking great delivery. Super, super pumped. I got a new turntable set up delivered to the door.
No way.
Yeah, I got a new turntable, a better one. So I have a couple of turntables throughout the house, and some of them were just losing their legs. I had one in the living room. It was one of those like the 5-in-1s, the antique looking one.
Yeah, with the cassette up front.
Yeah, dude, it had cassette, CD, FM.
Yeah,
had all of it. It got to the point where like the record player itself, it was off time bad when you put it on. So when you first started a record, it'd be super slow, and you could just hear it.
Right.
Belt wasn't driving on time, so got myself a new turntable. Got some nice new bookshelf speakers, a little receiver and shit. Came yesterday. I set that sucker up in the living room, and man, I walked around with a fucking full hard on all day yesterday.
Hell yeah,
dude, just poking against the walls, running into shit. From the time I got it set up early afternoon till probably 2 or 3 in the morning, that it was running nonstop. It was fantastic. I got a lot of vinyl played yesterday, and this one hit me good. You know, we talked about it at the very beginning, but it's fucking spring now, man. It's officially spring.
Yes, no, the weather is broken. It is broken.
Yep, I'm expecting it to stay out of the 30s for the rest of the fucking year.
Yeah, rest of my life.
And these guys just remind me of a little like nice weather. Sun shining, sitting out back, just enjoying life. This is a CCR, aka Creedence Clearwater Revival.
I'll tell you this, dude. My dad don't listen to a lot of music, but you bring up CCR around that old Gregor, that motherfucker, he'd start tapping his toes.
And that's it. Well, these guys, these guys were big around that Vietnam era too. They sang a lot of those songs. They were
real quick, favorite CCR song off the top.
Well, Al, you can't do that to me now. Looking out my back door is up there. Long as I can see the light is up there. All of them. Green River,
Midnight Special. Midnight Special
is a fucking solid banger.
Son, Heat. All right, my bad.
You're good.
My bad. My bad.
You keep it on music, we could talk all day.
No doubt.
But I decided to go with the old Creedence on this one. This is actually this album's called Cosmos Factory.
Okay.
It's a later one in their repertoire. It's a little bit before they fell out of sorts.
What is the beef with them?
So essentially what happened was it's funny. These guys have such a southern rock feel to them, right? They're based out of fucking San Francisco. Which is weird. But they have such a southern feel to them, and there's two brothers in the band. We all know John Fogerty.
Correct.
He is the lead man, but his older brother was in the band as well. And that was Tom, and then two other fellas. So originally when they started the band, like Tom was kind of the front man, lead singer kind of shit. And through their incarnation and through like the earlier band loadouts and that kind of shit, eventually John took over, started doing vocals, started being the creative force behind everything, kind of started pushing the band in whatever direction he felt was necessary. And everybody else kind of fucking followed along for a while. And then at some point they kind of got fucking tired of it. They were like, man, like, come on, enough's enough. I read at some point John Fogerty during some tour was like, that's it, we're done, no more encores, fuck it, we're not doing it. And like that kind of, that's shit like that started to rub the bandmates the wrong way. Eventually Tom had enough, fucking like, dude, fuck it, I'm out. And then John starts fighting with the other two over creative licenses and shit like that. So man, it all fell out. There was a lot of weird legal shit with all the songs that were written by all of them. And if you notice, you didn't see a lot of John Fogerty 90s-ish. You know what I mean? He wasn't out there like playing a whole lot of CCR stuff by himself. He's doing a lot more of it now, and I think that's because a lot of time has passed and a lot of things have either been settled or are too old to deal with at this point. But yeah, they went through a lot of weird shit. This album itself is one of the later ones in the discography. Yeah. But so much heat on this. 2 sides, 11 songs. They do a Bo Diddley song on this one, Before You Accuse Me. You all probably also heard it covered by Eric Clapton and people like that. Fucking
that one.
Great blues song. They cover a Roy Orbison song, Ooby Dooby, on this one.
Damn.
Which is a fucking... I love Roy. I love CCR. It's a great combination. Looking Out My Back Door is on this one.
Never heard of that one.
Yeah, I know, right? Run Through the Jungle. That's all on side 1, man. Go up to side 2. You got Up Around the Bend. Who'll Stop the Rain? You got the Marvin Gaye, Heard It Through the Grapevine.
Just Heat City, dude.
And I mean, the Heard It Through the Grapevine on this album is not the radio version you hear. The radio version is all fucking doctored up and shit. They squeeze it down.
Dude.
This motherfucker is 11 minutes long.
His voice is so raspy at the beginning.
Heard It Through the Grapevine, 11-minute version. If you haven't heard the full version, fucking listen to it, because there's a reason it's 11 minutes. Then last song, Long As I Can See the Light. You want to talk about essential fucking CCR. There's a couple fucking bangers missing from here, but essentially it's all of them. And
all the time, baby.
CCR's fucking phenomenal band. A lot of people don't realize they covered a lot of songs. They did a lot of cover songs. Like I think I hammered off 3 cover songs on this. Heard It Through the Grapevine, Before You Accuse Me, Ooby Dooby. Like 3 of the songs on here are covers. Not a lot of people realize that kind of shit, but that's what bands did back in the day.
Right.
And they were good at it, and they gave everything that fucking southern, like Louisiana twangy fucking backcountry feel. You know what I mean?
doubt. Their sound is as unique as you're gonna get, dude. That is, man.
That's the
And
funny thing about like rap
probably
music.
part of the reason they're so loved, just because it's hard to find. And you actually had the SSP that one time, which was
Oh,
CCR
yeah.
or Skinnerd, and Skinnerd is really only one of a few of the other bands. I mean, like you could kind of roll fucking Allman Brothers and that kind of shit in there, but it's just it doesn't have that southern kind of twang to it that like CCR Leonard Skinner does. But and it's funny because when you find out they're from fucking San Francisco, it's just so strange.
Yeah, but nah,
like,
dude, they got dude, man. I remember my mom having the greatest hits. That dude, Fortunate Son and fuck, what's the
Down on the Corner, dude. I just remember being a little kid listening
Billy
to
and the
that
Poor
shit.
Boys.
Yeah, like that shit was fucking heat to me,
Oh,
man.
there were a few. I mean, I kind of grew up on classic rock a little bit, but I tell you what, there were a few albums that were in my CDs that were in my collection back in the day that just fucking really they say, and I don't know if you've heard this, but they say like the music you listen to, and they claim it's age 14, but I believe it's like those 14, 15, like right in those years. That's the music that hits you most, and that's the music that sticks with you most throughout your life. Like there's a reason we all love the music we listened to when we were growing up.
Exactly.
And right in that fucking time frame, man, two of the largest albums that I would listen to were Tom Petty's Anthology. It was a two-disc CD. And it was pretty much all of Tom Petty's greatest hits. So there was that one, and then I think it was called Chronicles or whatever. Essentially the greatest hits of CCR. Those two fucking albums were played nonstop. I probably had to burn them multiple times because I wore the CDs out. And those were such big fucking. So these guys eternally stick with me. I love them. It just puts me in a fucking good mood. Like I said, it reminds me of like, dude, sun shining, having a beer, enjoying the weather, enjoying nature, enjoying like just being outside, fucking.
Oh, the best.
Smell of spring and summertime. Oh boy. But yeah, so that's the pick for the week. The Old Cosmos Factory. Can't go wrong with any CCR.
Right.
Check it out.
And that's a certified banger.
That, I didn't forget. Gotta get to the old fucking SSP. Dude,
Well, let's hit last week's real quick.
Yeah, it's still, dude, it's close. It's close.
Very tight. I checked it last night, and it was extremely tight. We did not break. I was a little disappointed we didn't break triple digits. I don't know why. Motherfuckers better start sharing this.
I don't know. It's getting sad.
76 votes currently. It is 51% to 49% in favor of the Mexicans.
Man.
Mexican food over Chinese, huh?
I mean, that's. I don't know.
I will say, I talked to the wife about it, and I believe she was like, "Well, it's got to be Mexican for me." And she said the only reason is we have such trouble finding like great Chinese food. If we had a good Chinese spot, it might be different.
Dude.
She loves Chinese food, but every time we get it, I'm fucking disappointed.
Yaki Shack, baby. Down
And we got the most fire fucking Mexican around here, so Mexican food wins until Chinese shows us any better. But yeah, that was a tight one. Hey, there's still a few days left to vote if you haven't voted yet. But hit us with that new heat, son.
Man, and this comes from Vital because Vital was talking about it, and that's my main dog, dude. Cocoa Pebbles or Fruity Pebbles, man.
The battle of the breakfast.
Man.
Huh?
But the same brand, dude. It's like
Pebbles. Like you got to go with the Flintstones. Which one do you want?
Right. I mean, I'm a Fred guy. I named a rap song after him.
You sure did.
Actually. But oh man, I got dude, and it's gonna pay. I'm a Fruity Pebble guy. I gotta say it out loud. I gotta say it to the team here.
Fruity Pebbles, huh?
Yeah,
Like
what's
that.
yours?
You know what? Here's my thing with it. They're both great, right? And I could eat both of them on any given day.
Unstoppable.
Cocoa Pebbles. The thing with Cocoa Pebbles are, they're chocolate, right?
Right.
And sure, you get chocolate milk out of them. But in that same sense, I could have Cocoa Puffs. I could have a lot of different options, right? I could have a lot of different chocolate cereals to get me some chocolate milk at the end. And a chocolate cereal isn't that far-fetched to find.
Right.
Fruity Pebbles, on the other hand, is a little bit different than any other kind of cereal you can find. Like, you got Fruit Loops, but those are like that's a loop, and it's a crunchier cereal in the end.
Right.
Fruity Pebbles is a little bit more unique. It's a little bit more it's on its own. And my favorite thing, a lot of people, and it depends on the cereal. A lot of people are like, fuck, I want it crunchy. I want it to stay crunchy. I don't want it to get soggy. But I never minded when the Fruity Pebbles got a little bit soggy, man.
Dude,
you could put a heaping spoonful together and just hammer.
Son.
And I always like to leave a little bit at the end. You leave a top layer in the milk, and then you drink it all down together.
Just, man, tremendous stuff.
But yeah, I'm probably a Fruity Pebbles guy, I would say.
Yeah.
Over the cocoa, like cocoa, I probably go more like a Cocoa Puff or something than the Cocoa Pebbles.
Nah, I feel you on that. I like that. And then like I said, Big L's the man of the people, so we'll see what they'll decide, brother.
We'll have to, we got to get back to triple digits here.
I know, what the hell? Fuck.
Well, let's make sure we get this out. We'll get it out there nice and early Saturday. We'll share it. We'll make it shareable. Make sure everybody else is sharing it.
Yep.
We'll get 100 votes, and then we can really get a feel for which cereal is better.
Exactly.
And then whichever one's better, I'm buying this week. I'm gonna give myself a little bit of a treat.
I like that. Make sure you post a picture of that to the page.
Oh yeah, big fat bowl of whichever wins. I hope it's fucking
doubt. So.
Well, all right, son. It's 12:55.
I got a bunch of money on Minnesota. So.
God damn it. Yeah, it's time. But we'll fucking. I guess if you're not in the bracket, it's too late anyway. But best of luck to anybody who joined the bracket.
Yep. We got some people.
Yeah, we got some brackets in there. Should be a good time. And I'll fucking see you next week, brother.
All right, Tiggles.
Man, later.
My man.